Hello everyone, this tarot reading is focusing on the question, why are you feeling this anger or frustration? So I've pulled some tarot cards and I've also pulled an oracle card for the advice, okay? So for the tarot you have the Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and at the bottom of the deck you've got the Hermit. And for the advice, you have the Love and Hair. Now, honestly, I knew that card was going to come out. When I saw the Two of Cups, and I then started to... when I saw the Two of Cups, I saw this card in my mind's eye. And when I started to shuffle the Oracle deck, this card came out. So, yep. Anyways, to me, this feels very much regarding connections, okay? This frustration and anger reading. Now that could be relationships, family, friendship, work colleagues, or people you've simply just had to emotionally connect with even for a short period of time, and it could be all of them as well. But straight away, what I am noticing is that this frustration and anger feels like it comes from emotional hurt, my darling, from giving your energy to people who have not always matched the same energy back. Now, with the Queen of Cups, regardless if you're male or female, if you're somebody that's showing up in the energy of the Queen of Cups, it's just such a beautiful energy. I'm going to refer her to she, it's easy. She is someone you go to because she is happy to listen, care, support, guide, nurture, hold space for you, okay, for others. She's gentle, loving, emotionally mature, understanding, and deeply, deeply healing. She's someone that's, that she's that safe energy where you feel like you can cry, you can express yourself and be vulnerable without fear of judgment, okay? Whether this is a motherly energy, a fatherly energy, or simply someone who actually naturally carries this this softness, it's such a supportive and giving energy, okay? But unfortunately, this is also the kind of energy that 9 times out of 10 can get taken for granted if it's not protected. Now, the way that I looked at these cards today is very interesting because usually this is kind of like a positive combination. But with this topic, which, frustration and anger, I'm seeing things and feeling things very differently. Now, look at this, okay? You see how after the Queen of Cups comes the Two of Cups, and behind the Queen of Cups is the female, okay? So that's to me is like you. Then opposite her is the male, and behind him follows the Ace of Swords, right? And what really stands out to me is how so many of these of the backs are being exposed. And I feel that's important. To me, exposed backs can be about vulnerability. It can be about emotional exposure. And it's also it's about not always seeing what's behind someone as well, what they're carrying or what their intentions are. So when I'm actually looking at the Two of Cups, what I'm actually noticing with his body is how it's tilted in a way where you can't fully see what's behind him. Her back's fine, his back's fine, but he doesn't want you to see something, yeah? And what's behind him is actually the Ace of Swords. Now, usually the Ace of Swords is clarity, truth, and breakthrough. It's honesty. It's a more of a positive card. But the way that I'm seeing it in this reading, it feels sharper than that. Swords cut, swords hurt, swords expose. Swords can reveal painful truths as well, my darling. So what this feels like is a hidden truth. It feels like connections where people, connections where perhaps things looked mutual on the surface, looked balanced, looked genuine, but underneath there was an energy of taken, okay? Almost like people seeing you for exactly who you are, which is that beautiful, beautiful Queen of Cups energy, and wanted to receive from that, to take from that, to benefit from your care, your softness, your understanding, your emotional depth, okay? But not always attending to provide that same energy back. And I really get this almost back to certain type of energy. It's horrible, it's not pleasant what I'm picking up, to be honest. And not always obvious as well. Not always direct, it's kind of sneaky. But also enough to leave emotional wounds as well. And I feel that actually is where all this frustration comes from. It's the anger of realizing how selective you've had to become. The frustration of feeling like you have to question who deserves your energy. And the sadness that comes from having to pull yourself back, to isolate yourself and to reflect before giving to every connection. that, my darling, is where the Hermit comes in, because the Hermit feels like the results of these experiences. It's the pulling back, it's the reflecting, it's the questioning, it's the asking yourself, is this someone I can actually really be giving my energy to? And whilst that can feel lonely and isolating, it's also, I do want to say in a positive way, it's also made you wiser, my darling. I feel like it's strengthened your intuition. It's taught you how to feel when something is off. Now, with the Oracle card, the Love and Hurt one, there's a few things that I feel with this. I want to say more than anything, please do not block yourself off from connections completely. Unfortunately, hurt can teach us some of our deepest lessons about love or connections with others, okay? And sometimes it is through experiencing the lows that what we learn, what real, healthy, aligned connection should actually feel like, okay? And so I feel here, the lesson here is not to close your heart, my darling, but it's actually to trust yourself more. Unfortunately, with these experiences you've had to face, you are more wiser now. You are more intuitive now. You are more discerning now. You can feel the difference, yeah? You can pick up on things. And what I really want to say as well is that with this card being here, love is not a reward you receive for putting up with her, okay? Connection should never cost you your peace. If anything, these experiences, I feel, have actually taught you boundaries. They've taught you self-worth. They've taught you that your beautiful energy, my darling, is precious and should not be given so freely to those who simply wish to take from it, okay? So it's really important with this card being here, and it wants you to, it's like the message with it is like, really sit with these connections, reflect on them, appreciate as well, my darling, how far you've come. Acknowledge the hurt, but also, as well, like at the same time, ask yourself, what has that hurt taught you about love, or about these connections, about these, relationships? Because as well, I feel like one of the frustrations it feels like is the clarity that is actually helping you honour your energy. Trust your intuition and protect your beautiful heart, my darling, while still remaining open to connections that are truly worthy of it. Okay? I hope this reading's helped. Have a good day.